Good morning. I'd like all of you to sit back, to relax, and to enjoy this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in living color right here on KTLV. Today is a very special day. I know all of you that have woke up now, you've had that morning cup of coffee, you've had that breakfast, and you're getting ready to start your day. But we're going to give you an extra special reason to enjoy today. I want to welcome to our great city my favorite aunt, all the way from Mississippi, from Jackson, Mississippi, not Jackson, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, not Michigan, but all the way here to be a part of today's celebration out at Langston University for the baby. The young lady that 19 years ago that you listened to say some of her very first words will be graduating, will be walking down that aisle, receiving her degree in communications from Langston University. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Mom. I want to make sure that this show, that all of you know that this show is a very special show, and this show is coming to you from the heart. Clara Luper is on her way there. Her chest is all out. She's so proud. But today's show will be dedicated to Clara Luper and Shelley Luper. Well, let's Mom said, don't dedicate anything to me right now. Shelley said, don't do it, don't do that. But what I'm going to do is make sure that all of the graduates there at Langston University enjoy this very special day. Enjoy that very special red clay that's there at Langston University. So have no fear. Today on the Clara Luper Radio Show will be an exciting show. We will be bringing to you some new ideas. We will be working out some old ideas. But our main objective will be to help make this community, this state, this city, a much better city. Thank you, firefighters. Thank you, policemen. Thank you, volunteers. But thank all of you that listen to the Clara Luper Radio Show, especially those of you down there at Gates Barbershop and those of you who go to Dr. A.L. Dow, my favorite optometrist. But have no fear, we will talk about more of it on here. We're going to tell you about where there's going to be a great fashion show today. We're going to make sure that you know that Langston University will be graduating one of its best, 500 new graduates from Langston University ready to enter this world and to add to maybe one of those graduates will come up with the cure for cancer. Maybe one of those graduates will come up with a new way of doing radio, a new way of doing TV. You never know. But thank you, Langston. Thank you, Clara Luper. Thank you, Shelley. I really miss both of you. But right now, Dean, let's have a little fun now. Let's listen to this great song while you call that neighbor, you call that friend. You remind Mrs. Hunter and Mrs. Davis that this is a special day because Shelley Marie Luper, thanks to all of us working together, is graduating from Langston University. You go, girl. Let's listen to this, D. Absolutely right. You're listening to the Clara Luper Radio Show, KTLV 1220 on your AM dial. Do me a favor, would you? I'm Calvin Luper. Call that friend, call that neighbor, holler out the door. You know, even though it's raining, don't worry about that. Just holler out and tell them to make sure that they listen to today, the Clara Luper Radio Show. As I said earlier, we're all ecstatic because of the fact that it's Langston University graduation time, and one of those outstanding graduates is none other than your favorite reporter. She used to come on there and say, I'm your favorite sports reporter. This is Shelley Luper. Well, now Shelley Luper is graduating today from Langston University. I want to congratulate those 499 other young men and women who will be graduating, but I especially want to compliment their parents, their grandparents, and their families that have sacrificed, that have made it possible for them to go to Langston first and to stay at Langston for 4 years and to graduate. Boy, that's really a tremendous accomplishment. Those people at Gates Barbershop know what I'm talking about. Mr. Gates knows. He's seen Shelley grow and develop. He's seen some of those other graduates from Langston University come back out into the world and make their contribution. Gates Barbershop is located at 2609 North Martin Luther King, and yes, he will cut your hair even in the rain. But you don't have to worry about it. Mr. Gates does a fantastic job, and he invites you to come by and to be a part of the Clara Luper Radio Show. You go in there and you say you heard it on the Clara Luper Radio Show. No telling what special he may do today, but I know this, that you're going to get a great haircut. You know, today at 12 o'clock, at 12 noon, Togetherness in Perfect Unity will be the theme for the 5th annual Mother-Daughter Luncheon that will be hosted by the Bertha B. Clark OES Chapter number 133. Now, this occasion will be held at the 5th Season Inn at 6200 North Robinson on Saturday, May 6, 1995 at 12 noon. The guest speaker is none other than Mrs. Delphia McBriar Hawkins. Now, Mrs. Hawkins holds a Bachelor of Science Education from University of Central Oklahoma and a Master of Science Management from Southern Nazarene University. She now serves as Vice President of the Urban League of Greater Oklahoma, the Regional Director of the American Society for the Quality Control, and Advisor for the Governor's State Quality Commission. Now, along with her many accomplishments, she's also a member of the Evelyn J. Robinson chapter of the Eastern Star, along with several other civic organizations. Now, the highlights of the fair will include modeling by Sister Raps, and you heard about Sister Raps last week at the Soul Bazaar, which we'll go back into a little later on. Mrs. Beverly Childs is the program chairman. The committee members are Julia Lee, Stranell Coulter, Robin Wynn, Celois Coulter Flowers, Audrey Ellis, Alice Smith, Shirley Davis, and May McGarry. Now, Mrs. Melody Moore, is the worthy matron. We want you to go by there. It looks a little rainy now, but everything will be working today. But we have several calls. We've been anticipating the calls, and we know that they will be coming in. But we want to make sure that wherever you are, that if you're out there driving, drive safely. Thank you, Mrs. Downey. Thank you so much, my favorite Reverend, for an outstanding message leading up to today on the Clara Luper Radio Show. But we're going to go to the phone line now, thanks to Hometown IGA, located there at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street. And I'd like to say right now, Dean, I'd like to go ahead and see who this is on the line. Hello, how are you doing this beautiful day?
Just fine, Calvin. And listen, I wanted to say congratulations to Shelley. And may I say a happy belated birthday to your mother, which was the 3rd.
Oh,
now,
right.
She don't know me, but my name is Zia Mass. But if she sees me, she'll know me.
Zia Mass?
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Mass, Mom is listening. She's on that highway on her way to Langston University.
Oh, really?
And she's making sure that Shelley gets there safely. And she is listening. So I was going to mention her birthday, but thank you for mentioning it. That was May the 3rd.
I know it.
And I'm not going to tell you how old she is.
I'm not going to mention it either, but I know exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling.
Okay, then.
Thank you so much for listening and being a part of the Clara Luper Radio Show.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Mom had a very special birthday. We had a good time there. We gave her some gifts, and she went out to dinner, and she just did the Clara Luper thing. But then the week always gets exciting around the birthday time. Of course, the car messed up. Of course, something went wrong here at the house. But then the big thing was, and Mom got a little surprised, the energy and the enthusiasm that she's been showing those last few weeks. She went for her annual checkup, and her doctor said, well, look here, Clara Luper, you need to kind of slow down a little bit. And they sent her there for a full-fledged checkup. But I want you to know that she's all right. She's taking care of plenty of business, and she's helping Mr. Wilson drive down. Believe me, she's helping Mr. Wilson drive down that highway to get Shelley there at Langston University for that big graduation. But I'm extremely proud of her. But we're going to go to another call, and I invite all of you out there to call and to be a part of the show. We'll talk about whatever you like to talk about, as long as it's on the up and up. We can continually pat ourselves on the back for what we've done after that asinine incident, after the bombing there downtown. But I wanted to thank all of you for your cooperation and for the depthness and the way that you've responded to the families and to the policemen and the fire department and to the people that have come into our city to help us at a time of need. And I think that we're beginning to heal. And that healing process will be a long process, but this is a great city. This is a great state, and you're a great audience, and I know that working together, that we're going to make this city a much better place. Now, one way that you can help make this city a better place, especially if you have some young kids that need some extra training, I invite you to contact the people there at Chauncey's Charidinas. That's Chauncey Charidinas. Now, it's easy to say, but it's named after 3 dynamic young people that have contributed a lot to this city, thanks to their mom. And Mrs. Gloria Matthews is the owner and the manager there, but she named the nursery after her 3 kids. I think you'll see that when you go in there, I know that you will see the same type of love and nurturing and there's just the love that she has there for all of the children that are at Chauncey's Charidinas, 1643 Northeast 50th Street. Now, if you want some more information, want to find out how to enroll your child in there, that program, you can call her at 424-4656. Now, she does a lot of things there, and one thing that I love about it is that they already have a computer awareness class that the kids go through. Now, these kids are 3, 4, and 5 years old, and last week at the Soul Bazaar, they put on a performance that was out of sight. That was showing their talent and showing their stage, the way that they could handle themselves on the stage and the way they could handle themselves in a crowd. But at Chauncey's Charadina, they get a full-fledged training. I mean, they really get some good training there. And then they be ready for the 90s and they're ready for the 2000s. 2000s, Chauncey's Charadinas, 1643 Northeast 50th is one location. The other location is at 2611 North Martin Luther King. Now, you can call either one, 424-4656 or 427-5274. Good things happen on the Clara Luper radio show, especially when you're listening. We invite you today to be a part of it and to give us a call out here, 672-1220. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Dean's over there. The phone is jumping off the hook, and we got a lot of people that we want to talk to. But you make sure that your neighbor and that you continue to listen here to the Clara Luper radio show. Do we have a call that we want to talk with on the line, Dean? Well, no telling. One other thing I'd like to mention to you, one other ad that's a good ad, because that's another great person, and they take care of a lot of business there, and that's Merle and Hildred's Allstate Insurance. Now, this is located at 720 North Britain Road, and you can call Merle on 843-0811. Now, today it would be difficult to catch her because she's on her way to Langston 2 to be a part of that great graduation. But right now I have a call on line 1. I'm interested in seeing who it is and what they want to talk about, and if we can help you have a better day, a more beautiful day. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hello, Calvin.
Hello. How are you doing? Who am I talking with?
Fine. This is Nancy Davis.
Oh, that dynamic AKA.
Yes,
that graduate of
indeed.
Langston University, the first black woman to go to Oklahoma State University. How are you doing, Aunt Nancy?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to call in to say congratulations to our dear Shelley for her graduation today and to all of the graduates of Langston University.
Now,
I know Dr. Holloway is walking with pride, and we are walking with pride because we have so many good students graduating from our alma mater, Langston University.
you know,
I want you to know I'm really proud of Shelley. And then, too, I want to say happy birthday to our friend Clara Luper.
Okay.
Clara Luper has worked so hard with the NACP youth, with our civic organizations, and she deserves the best, and we know that she's proud of her daughter. And Calvin, I want to really remind people to stay in prayer for those victims in the bombings, for their families. We need to continue to pray for peace, for love, for faith and comfort, for all of those who are involved. And we don't want to forget the big week we had last week with the Soul Bazaar.
Well,
Calvin, that Soul Bazaar was really a successful event.
well, Auntie, I want you to mention a little bit about your fashion show and those young ladies that you had that came from Star Spencer. But then you had about 6 beautiful young ladies that out there. There was one young lady that models at the Fashionetta that almost tore the house down. And I don't know her name, but she had on the red and white dress with the white hat.
Oh, that lady was something else.
Yes, she
Well,
was.
I tell you, we had so many good models, but I thought the program was really wonderful because that Shanice Gist and Sharita Douglas led us, and God Bless America, and also Mrs. Davis from the True Vine Baptist Church. She was there to help. And we had prayer by Cliff Johnson and little Brittany Chong. That little girl was something else when she gave everybody a welcome with so much expression and lovely personality. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Calvin, we were surprised to have had Nicole Moore to sing. That girl brought the house down.
Now she did.
With the Negro the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice and sing. That little girl has a beautiful voice. And of course, Shalonda Gist and Michonne Johnson was our narrators, and our escort was the handsome Chaz Fortune, Cleophas Draper, and Michael Lowndes. those guys were good, and also Cliff Johnson was one of our
He certainly was. You know, that Chaz continues to amaze me. You know, he's a student there at Douglas High School and a member of the ROTC, but he's also a member of the NACP Youth Council, and I've had the opportunity to work with him over the years, and it's just amazing to see the growth that he's going through, and he handled himself well there. You know, all of the models and the escorts did, but I was particularly happy when I looked over there, and there was one young lady who the fashion show is named after and who was sponsoring the fashion show. She went backstage, and you put on that hat, and you came out there. Now, that was the modeling of the models. Now, that was the best that I think everyone in Oklahoma City should have seen. To kind of describe that outfit that you had on, especially that hat, how it accented everything, your shoes, the suit, and everything.
Well, Calvin, I want to say thanks to my husband. That was my birthday gift. My birthday was April the 14th, so I wore that beige suit and the pantsuit, and I had the coat, the hat, the blouse blending, my shoes, and that hat. Really, everybody seemed to appreciate it.
Well,
but
it was
now,
beautiful.
Don't forget the other models. We had April Houston, who was our 1994 queen of the Soul Bazaar, of the high school group.
Right.
That young lady came out with that beautiful black baby doll dress, all dressed up, and you talking about beautiful. She was beautiful, and she was most beautiful when she gave her crown to Nicole Moore, who is the 1994 Miss Fashionetta. And
no, 1995. Nicole is, isn't she the Soul Bazaar?
Yes.
Right,
Nicole Moore, she's one of our NAACP young ladies.
Right.
And she has really worked with the kids, and Mrs. Matthews even have brought her up there in her daycare center.
Right. Nicole has been a part of Chauncey's Cheerleaders, I think, since she was about 2-3 years of age. And Mrs. Matthews probably would call and correct me on that. But she was extremely proud, and all of us are. You know, it's just a good thing to see these young people growing and see them doing something positive. And Nicole was beautiful, and she handled herself well. But it's going to be a long year for her for being the queen of the Soul Bazaar, because it's not just a title. She has the responsibilities and a lot of appearances that she will be making representing the great Soul Bazaar. But as I was saying, that fashion show you gave, that was outstanding, and we all enjoyed it.
Well, I tell you, we really enjoyed it, and we don't want to forget the first runner-up, Shanice Giss, who was Miss Homecoming for Star Spencer. She was our first runner-up, and she was beautiful in her beautiful After 5, well, it was a glittering dress. It was pretty. And our little second runner-up was Jasmine Battle. Oh, she has come out like a little flower. We are real proud of Jasmine. Well, don't forget our little girl who did the ballet dancing. Her name is Fanika Scales.
Fanika Scales. She did not only the ballet, she did the tap dancing. And you know, something special happened to Chanel after she performed at the Soul Bazaar. Do you remember exactly what that was, Auntie?
Well, she won a door prize.
Well, she won a door prize at the Soul Bazaar, but Chanel Whitaker later on that afternoon went to some competition where she won first place in the ballet and in the tapping and in the tapping too. But you know, we'll be seeing a lot more of Fanika, because she's a dynamic young lady. That personality that she has.
Fanika mixed up with another young lady. This is Fanika Scales, who did the ballet dancing. She's a little girl.
Right, she's a little girl. She also did the tap dancing too. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah, she's very talented.
But later on that evening, she went somewhere and she came back with a big trophy and some ribbons and everything Sunday, and we all are so proud of Fanika. But you know, all of that is you know, it takes a whole village to raise a child, and it's just great to see the love and the comradeship that exists there at the Soul Bazaar, the encouragement that we give every person that participates in it, and it's really amazing. It makes a big difference, and I know the exhibitors were happy, and then also there was about 300 young people that came from the community action programs across this city. Now, it would be hard for me to call all of them by names, but they had their little T-shirts on, and they came in there orderly, too. They were really, you could tell that community action, the work that they're doing there has been fantastic with these young people. I mean, they came from Dungey area, the city county, I think they call it. They came from Kitty Village. They came from everywhere. And Ruby's Daycare Center also had some people there. And all these kids got together, and they put on a performance there on the stage. They went around to the exhibit booths, and they had an opportunity to see young exhibitors and old exhibitors who were, some of them, this was their first time exhibiting their products. And I promise you that during the next few radio shows, we will be calling their names and giving you the addresses and all that. But today is a very special celebration day. After last week, we made it through the Soul Bazaar.
Well, let me tell you, Calvin, those door prizes that were presented by little Demetria Stark and Shannon Mims, they were really beautiful and really some nice gifts, and we were really proud to have some nice door prizes. And, of course, each of the exhibitors were just really proud of the kids. The children really explained and talked about the Urban Nigs exhibit and the hat show, the jewelry show. And they enjoyed the police department's message there that they had. It was a beautiful carrying on, and those cosmetics that we had and the jewelry show really added a lot to our Soul Bazaar. And don't forget the Lady Ruth Hunter's fashion show was...
I wasn't going to forget that. I was anticipating Aunt Lady Ruth to call, and then we were going to talk about that a little more. But Aunt Nancy, you know, there was another event there that especially was encouraging. Everything was encouraging. But then the young man that put on the, what's his name? I got his tape queued up over there, ready to play it in a few minutes, and then we'll really talk about him then. But I want to remind all of you that you're listening to the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in living color. We're talking with Aunt Nancy Davis, one of the first blacks, the first black to attend the great Oklahoma State University, one of our dedicated teachers who's still extremely active. No telling where you'll see Aunt Nancy now. She's retired from the teaching profession per se, but she is not retired from sharing herself not only with the AKAs, but there at the NACP Youth Council, and no telling where at True Vine Baptist Church. But you better believe that those of us whose lives you have touched truly appreciate, you know, the things that you've done for us, Aunt Nancy.
Now, Calvin, we don't want to forget to mention that we are still building Freedom Center. We still need some more bricks. And all of the members of the NACP Youth Council will be meeting Monday night, and we want to have a good report because we have so many people out there who will give us a donation. So we're asking for donations to complete that Freedom Center. The brick walls are looking good, and we want to say thanks to Nala Jewell Phillips. She has been the one who is really behind bricking that building, and I mean it is looking really, really wonderful. It really coincides with that nice monument we have in front. And we are just so proud of all of our sponsors of the NAECP Youth Council. Thank you, Calvin, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you so much for the call. Thank you so much. We're, it's 9:30. We're getting ready to do something else. But Kenny Freeman, I know you're listening, and I know that you're really proud of the performance and the things that you did during during the Soul Bazaar, and we are too. And I promise you, we're going to play a great song that was done there. But I want to remind all of you once again to call that neighbor, to call that friend, and to invite them to be a part of the Clara Luper Radio Show. Right now, I want you to sit back, relax, tell Aunt Lady Ruth Hunter to call. All right, that was one of the selections that was performed during last week at the Soul Bazaar. Thank you, Kenny Freeman. You got it all together. We'll be playing a little more, maybe as time allows, here from the Soul Bazaar Talent Extravaganza. But today is a special day, like I was telling all of you, and I wanted you to call that neighbor, call that friend, and make sure that they're part of today, the Clara Luper Radio Show. Congratulations once again to you, Nicole Moore, for being Miss Soul Bazaar 1995. Okay. And Shanice Gist, the first runner-up. Way to go, young lady. You have to try a little harder because Nicole did it. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. But you'll be, Chanel and Nicole, you'll be hearing a lot more about them during the coming weeks, and I promise you that here on the Clara Luper radio show. So you call that neighbor, you call that friend, and we've talked with several people here, but I want you to know that we are celebrating today. We're celebrating not only Mom's birthday, not only Mrs. Vera Piggy being in Oklahoma City, but we're celebrating the graduation ceremonies there at Langston University, where your favorite ace reporter, as she calls herself, Shelley Marie Luper, will be graduating today. You know, we've told you about Shelley. She actually graduated in January, and she's moved to Dallas, and she has a great job down there in Proline hair products and in advertising and marketing. But we'll tell you more. We you know, it's hard not to brag on Shelley. It's like it's hard not to brag on Mom, you know, and Merle, and even on myself sometimes. Some of you tell me, man, quit talking about yourself because we know about you. But what you don't know about is about those graduates that will be graduating today at Langston University, because those young people will be coming out into this wide, wide world anxious and willing and knowledgeable enough to make a sincere and a definite contribution. But here on the phone, Dean, and those of you out there in the radio listening audience, we have a dynamic young lady that has been a part of the Clara Luper radio show for as many years as I've been on the show. She's been fantastic. Now, we oftentimes have our ups and our downs, but during the Soul Bazaar, she got me. Somehow or other, I got talked into participating in the hop along contest. And I swear, when I finished that, my poor little leg, the kids outran me, the senior citizens that were there outran. So I went over to my shoulder, and I said, Mrs. Hunter, my leg is hurting worse than your leg ever would there. And that really made her happy, because she said, you deserve a little pain, Calvin, because I was talking a lot of talk there on the mic. I didn't think anyone could beat me, but Cameron Myers beat me. It was a list of them that made sure that I didn't win the hop-along contest. That was really fun, and the kids had fun. I had fun. Took me to Wednesday to recover, but we did have a good time. It's so bizarre. I want you to remember that, because next year will be even bigger and be even better, because we know that you'll be there to participate with us. On the line, we have my friend, your friend, Mrs. Hunter. How you doing, Aunt Lady Ruth Hunter?
I'm doing real nicely, Calvin. And
how does it feel being in retirement on a... I know you've been retired from the teaching profession for a few years now, but how does it feel on a rainy day like today to know that Monday you don't have to go to school?
Right.
The only thing you have to do Monday is make sure you get an NACP Youth Council meeting there at Freedom Center at 7 o'clock.
That's right. That is it. We make that NACP meeting each and every Monday night, and those kids are doing such marvelous things. And we, you know, it's surprising to know what they did not know about history until the kids came. You know, Mrs. Luper loves to give that history test, Black history test, to all of us. Not only one, she expects all of us to know it. And while I'm calling her name, she had a birthday, and I want to congratulate her that she has arrived at another number.
At another number.
Another number.
You know, I noticed how everyone has been real diplomatic and not mention that number, because we know Mom's on the highway and she can't call right now.
That's right.
You think I ought to tell everybody out there how old she is?
No,
I'm just telling them. I don't have to tell them how beautiful she is, but because all of Oklahoma City, all of Oklahoma, and this nation knows how beautiful Clara Luper is. But it was her birthday, May the 3rd, a very special day in our lives.
That is true, and I went over there to say happy birthday to her, and all the things that she does, and all the projects that she and functions that she sponsors. I want to congratulate her for that, because, you know, we say, we ought to do this. Why do you have this? Well, some of us need to have something. If you didn't have something, what would we have? So there's always room for others. All they have to do is decide they want to do something. But I was talking about the Soul Bazaar. I thought it was really great. It was real, real great. And the participants on that program was real good.
Well, Mrs. Hunter, how is that?
Talented people on that Soul Bazaar, Kevin. I'm planning something else, because I want the city to see our young people perform and let them know they can do something and can do it greatly. Because we had people there, this is that of Ardmore, and they came up there giving them speeches of Martin Luther King, and singing the songs and pantomiming. Oh, they did so many things. And our young people here joined and did the same. So I just want to congratulate those people because they were young people.
You know, those people from Mrs. Hunter, those people from Ardmore were outstanding. But along with that, there was one young lady there, Kia Hornbeek.
Yes.
Were you there when she did the creation?
Right.
Well, if you weren't, there were still some of us, there were quite a few people there that heard Kia do it. And the amazing thing I found out after her performance was she had just learned the creation the night before. And, you know, that's a long speech. And Kia sat back up there on that stage, grabbed that mic, and came out with the creation, had everybody just on their feet, just clapping. And extremely proud parent, a young man that is doing a lot. He works down in Guthrie, Oklahoma with Vance Motors. And that's Brother Rodale Hornbeek, and he was extremely proud. He came in and we played the tape on that, and I think next week I'll make sure I bring that tape out here so you can hear Kia doing the creation. But Mrs. Hunter, now you're part of the Soul Bazaar. Your fashion show was outstanding too. Now, what were some of those participants?
Outstanding. I had several participants in my fashion show, and the thing that was so important is the things that they were showing. They were showing things that we can do. And we do not have to just go to the store all the time and buy clothes. And she also modeled some hats that our lady had made and let us know that we don't have to go to the store to buy the hats. We could get busy ourselves and make hats and sell hats, and beautiful hats, because those hats were out of sight. And the crochet dresses that she had made, they couldn't believe that those dresses were made by her hands or with her hands. So if you want a dress, just say, hey, I'm going to go up there and learn how to crochet and make me one of those beautiful dresses that was shown. And I think we had about 3 beautiful crochet dresses that the lady had made. And I'm going to congratulate those that was on my fashion show for coming out and participating on the fashion show. Then there's another thing. I want to congratulate the exhibitors. I thought those exhibitors were just really, really great. Because if it wasn't for those exhibitors, I don't know what we would do. And I got a chance to get my nails done. Because usually that line is so long, I thought maybe I wasn't going to ever get in that line either. The lady said, well, I know tomorrow I'm going to be flooded. I said, well, my goodness, to me, you flooded now because as one get up out of the chair, you have another one getting there because everybody wants to look beautiful. And everybody wants to improve their look. And they said so many exciting things, and especially gifts to be given away. And he went there at that drawing to get some of those beautiful things that were given away. You missed a big treat. Because it only takes a little time to go out and see what is going on in Oklahoma City and see what others are doing. Because the things that we see in our little small world are not the big happenings. And if you'd been out in the Soul Bazaar, you would have seen that.
Right. But, you know, Mrs. Hunter, it's good when everyone gets together, no matter how, you may stay at home a lot. But then when you come out to events like the Soul Bazaar, when you come out to events like the Miss Black Oklahoma, when you come out to NACP Youth Council meetings, or when you go to church, when you interact with people, no matter what their age are, but when you interact and give what you have, we all don't have the same thing. Everybody can't dance, everybody can't speak, but we all can work together. And that's the beautiful thing that we always emphasize here on the radio show, is that working together, we can make a difference. If we can reach out and we can help somebody just to do a little bit better, then we all can feel good, because I know that you and Mr. Hunter and Natay and all of us feel extremely proud of the fact that Shelley is graduating today from Langston University.
Congratulate Shelley on.
And that makes us all feel good, because we have all, in our own way, contributed to her maturing, her graduation, her accomplishments that she's had in school, and now we're all looking forward to the accomplishments that she's going to make as a dynamic young lady. And even if she is an AKA, I know that was a decision that was difficult, because you're a Zeta, Mom's a Zeta, and Shelley decided to be an AKA. That made our Nancy happy, and it made Shelley especially
that's what
happy.
I like, because like Nancy Davis, I call her my AKA Zeta.
Your AKA Zeta.
My AKA.
Well, I don't know how that fits with that. You're gonna have my phone lighting up again out here by calling her AKA Zeta. But what I'm saying is that all of us working together have helped make a better person out of Shelley.
What I'm telling you is, just because you're an AKA doesn't mean that you cannot be friends to some others.
Right.
And I know Shelley is our AKA Zeta, because from day one. Shelley was in the NAACP, and she grew up through the NAACP.
That
Because
fraternity.
of her experiences, I don't know if she missed a single state meeting or single regional meeting. Neither did she miss any of the national meetings.
Well, now Shelley, one thing we can start bragging on her too, because she is our board member. She's a national board member of the NAACP at large.
At large.
From across the nation, people voted to have Shelley Luper representing them there at NAACP, for the NAACP, not only the youth division, but for the adults too.
That's right, because it was at the adult program that Shelley got up and spoke, and just extemporaneously. And the people who did not know him were saying, who is she and where is she from? So they were interested in seeing a good product coming from any place in that young.
Well,
they really felt that.
Thanks to all of Oklahoma City, and special thanks to Langston University, where in a few minutes, 1 hour and 12 minutes, they will be having a graduation ceremony. And there will be 499 other people that will be graduating and anxious to come out and to make their accomplishments. In the science area, in the humanities, in the arts, there's no telling what those graduates from Langston will be able to produce. And I look forward to the future, because I know that the future, everybody says that black people are really not trying hard, we're not doing nothing. But when you look at the graduates of Langston University, when you look at the young people that are in school and are trying to improve themselves, you can't help but be proud. When you look at the young men who have touched many others' lives, and I'm thinking especially now my frat brother who we eulogized this week. But, Clarence Wilson did a fantastic job, not only with HUD, but here in the community, and we're going to miss him. But then that just puts the pressure on those of us Omegas and all the young men around here to make sure that you reach out, that you become a special pal to some of the young people around here, and that you do a good job in your living, so that your living, as the song says, your living won't be in vain. Clarence, we're going to miss you.
We were quite saddened about that occasion, because Clarence Wilson was a former student of mine when I was in Lawton, Oklahoma. And his success, it really alarmed me because of a conversation that he had one day when he was in class. And I didn't see Clarence from the time that he graduated from school until a few years. I went up to Humpty Dumpty, that's what it was at that time, to pick up a prescription. And the young man handed me this prescription, and he said, "You don't know me, do you, Mrs. Hunter?" And I said, "No, I don't think I do." And he said, "Mrs. Hunter, look at me. You can't help but know me." I said, "But listen, young man, you have grown up, you changed, you got a mustache, and I would know you." And he said, "You don't remember Clarence?" I said, "Clarence Wilson." He said, "Ma'am." And I was so happy at the successes, because he went from being a pharmacist to where he was working with the HUD program here in Oklahoma City.
Well, like I said, it's going to take a lot of us working together to fill the void that he leaves, not only in Oklahoma City, not only in Lawton, Oklahoma, but across this region in Omega land, but across this nation with HUD and all of that,
Same way.
But I'm trying not to get too emotional behind that. But Mrs. Hunter, what do you think that we can do now as citizens? How can we help those survivors and the victims' families right now? What is your suggestion that you'd like to share with the radio listening audience here on Clara Luper Radio Show, 1220 on your AM dial, this beautiful Saturday morning?
Well, really and truly, when a disaster is like that, you take a lot of thinking as to really what you can do. But with the Wilson family, I was just happy to see them and let them know that I did care, because they knew my concern of students when Clarence was in school at Lawton, Oklahoma, Douglas High. And not only Clarence, I'm going to think about Donald Burns also. I worked with him. And to the family, sometimes we would just drop them a card, say, "I'm thinking about you, and I hope you're doing this." And, little time, just little things, like sending them a card, maybe sometimes drop by and see how they're doing it. Talk with them. This will help them to grow and help them to know that someone cares, and they will be very, very appreciative. And then sometime when you go by there may be a need of something. And, you can look around and find that need and send them a need. And they're more than thankful for that. Because they want to ask them, just find some things to do. And I find out that talking with people sending a little favor.
All right, Miss Hunter. You know, I'm running a little short on time. I got a couple of things that I still want to do. But I want to thank you so much for your participation in the Soul Bazaar last weekend. Look forward to you working with us again next year. But I especially want to thank you on behalf of Shelley, on behalf of Mom, for all of us, for the outstanding help that you've been in helping make Shelley Luper a graduate from Langston University to be soon 1 hour and a few minutes away from now. She will be a full-fledged graduate. But then I want to thank you for what you're doing to help not only my family, but in helping other families across this great city and state.
And I want everybody to know what Langston can do.
Oh, we haven't seen the best yet. The best is yet to come. But Mrs. Hunter, we're going to move right on now because on the phone I have another call.
Oh.
Then I want to play this song that from the Soul Bazaar Talent Extravaganza. And then also I want to remind everyone that we are still bricking Freedom Center, still bricking the Freedom Center there at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue.
A new look, a new image.
Right. You can come by there and you can see
and a lot of support to do that, because I had several people say, we pass right by, and we do not see the center, but we're going to try to improve the outside looks of it, and so...
Well, it's a total thing that we're doing there in the Freedom Center. On Mondays, we're sharing our knowledge and trying to help somebody, and on
and during the week,
Sundays and Sunday through Monday, we're doing it. But Mrs. Hunter, I'm going to move right on. Then you make sure you got that record queued up, and let's go over to this next call. Thank you, Aunt Letty Ruth Hunter, a dynamic person. I appreciate everything that you've done so much. But I want to remind all of you out there where we're getting ready for this next call, the Gates Barbershop is the place to get that haircut and come out looking good like a black man should. Now, some of you women need your hair trimmed and stuff. Gates can do that, too. Now, there are several barbers in there, and you need to go in there and get autographs because there's some famous people that come through Gates Barbershop. They're at 2609 North Martin Luther King. You don't need an appointment. All you need to do is go in there, and they will take care of plenty business. Hometown IGA has been a sponsor of today's show. And they're located there at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street. Some very special items coming up that you'll be able to see. All you got to do is go in there and see. They got some Mother Day specials that will be coming on there at Hometown IGA 2001 Northeast 23rd. Thank you so much, Dr. A.L. Dow, there at 934 Northeast 8th Street. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You make it easy for me to read this ad. But then here's a young lady that's on the line that every day she makes a special effort to help not one, not two, not just hers, but all of our kids. A young lady that is the motivator and the instigator and I don't know what other adjectives. I shouldn't say instigator, that isn't the right thing, but a young lady is a motivator. A young lady to make sure that people follow the program. They're at the Chauncey's Cherdina's Nursery Home. Nursery School at 1643 Northeast 50th and also at 2611 North Martin Luther King. Good morning, Mrs. Matthews. How are you doing this beautiful morning?
I called to give a special birthday congratulations to Miss Luper, which I was over on her birthday and kind of celebrated for about an hour with her, but I wanted her to know that
kind of celebrated.
I love her, and
that was a good celebration.
Although I'm not in town, I'll be back, though, this afternoon. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
And I had planned to stay to Wednesday, but I don't think that I'm going to stay. I think I'm going to come on back.
Well, what are you doing in Tulsa, Mrs. Matthews?
Beg your pardon?
What are you doing while you're in
Tulsa? I'm just visiting friends.
Oh, okay.
I'm Mary Thompson. And I had planned to stay to Wednesday, but due to some things that I probably need to, I think I'm going to ride on back with my husband because it's raining and I probably won't get to do the things I need to do, and there's so many things I need to do back in Oklahoma City.
Well, we know that you left.
I also wish Shelley Luper congratulations on her graduating. I know she graduated in January, but it feel real good to walk down that aisle with her cap and gown on. So I want to wish her all my congratulations and hoping that she will continue to do as well as she's always done. And I want to also say on Monday night, I will have a guardian angels there for sale to help, to help with the bomb victims. They are $2.50 each. We will have them on display there.
Where, Monday night at the Freedom Center?
I'll have them there. I'll also probably put a board in Mr. Gates' barbershop.
Okay.
And this is some little pins, the guardian angels that you wear your pin on. So we will be having those on Monday night.
Well, Mrs. Matthews, I'm running out of time here.
Okay,
I have about 2 minutes to go.
Okay, well,
and I got something I want to close on.
Where's Miss Luper?
Mom is on her way to Langston University
well,
to be a part of that graduation. And I want you to
hello to Miss Pekin. I hope to see her before she leaves.
Okay, I'll make sure that she gets the message.
But
I want you to have a safe trip
That's what
too.
we didn't know.
Huh?
What time is the graduation today?
It starts at 11 a.m.
Well, I
at
won't get
Langston
late.
University.
Okay.
Well, you're over there in Tulsa. Just drop by
Well,
Langston.
I don't know if my husband here. He might drop by. I don't know.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing
my
you.
My heart is there anyway.
Okay, thank you so much. Mrs. Gloria Matthews, thank you so much for your call. But I know she didn't mention it, but I did, and I want to remind you that she is the owner and operator and the motivator behind the Chauncey Charadina's Nursery there at 1643 Northeast 50th and 2611 North Martin Luther King. Now, all of us have had problems, and all of us know people who have had special home care needs. Now, there is an organization, there are some young people that are dedicated and take care of plenty of business, and they do a good job. And that's the Passion Home Care Health Care Incorporated. Now, for more information, call 943-5779. That's the Passion Home Care Health Care Incorporated. Now, they will help you in all your special needs. They will help you on your shopping. They'll help you on your medication. Passion Home Care, 943-5779. There's also a program called Give Me a Free Hand. Now, they help you with everything. They will help you. They're affiliated with Passion Home Care. They don't do the same thing, but give them a call at that same number, 946-8928. Give me a free hand. They tell you more about what they're doing, and if you like to, you stop by their office there at 3838 Northwest 36th Street, Suite 100. Passion Home Care. Give us a free hand. 946-8928. Thank you, Nicole Moore. Thank you, Shanice Guest. Thank you so much, Kenny Freeman. And Dean, if I can get that song, the national anthem, get that playing in this last 2 minutes here, I'll try to close out in a dynamic way. But I want to remind all of you that this is a very special day that the Lord has blessed us with. In order for the flowers to bloom, we need the rain. We appreciate the sunshine when it comes again. But we especially appreciate the efforts and the attitudes that the instructors there at Langston University have shared with over 500 young men and women who will be graduating today from Langston University. Thank you, Dr. Holloway. Thank you, all the instructors there. Thank you, all the students who are continuing to matriculate there at the great Langston University located in Langston, Oklahoma. But then our challenge here in Oklahoma City is one that is by no means over. We have to continue to show ourselves in the world that we can work together, that we can live together, and together we're going to make this city a much more beautiful place. We're going to make it a place that everyone will be extremely prouder of. Oklahoma City, we love you. And on behalf of Clara Luper, who just celebrated her birthday, but who's celebrating another special event today with Vera Piggy from Mississippi, we want you to know that we love you and we appreciate you listening. Make sure you listen next week at the same time to the Clara Luper Radio Show. Kenny Freeman, lead us on out of here.
Loud as the road.